You guessed it, it's that time for some more Fallout 76 news and updates. This time we're talking about customization and how that's going to work in Fallout 76. Plus, we're going to talk about camps versus those public workshops. Some really cool information about these being some hotly contested PvP zones in Fallout 76. Plus, we're going to go over your top comments. Do not be afraid to leave a comment down below. It could end up in a future video. But welcome back, my fellow Vault Dwellers and Wasteland Wonders, to Open World Games. Let's dive into the news, shall we? So, yes, this comes from Pete Hines once again from Bethesda. And this was the question from Andres, who says, Todd said you can change your character appearance at any time in Fallout 76. How will this work? And Pete Hines says, it's magic. Now, that's a sarcastic answer. Don't worry. There's going to be a serious answer here in just a moment. Andre says, but will you have like an option in your pause menu, or do you have to go to a certain station in your camp? Really good question here. You know, is it going to work like the previous Fallout games? And Pete Hines says, it's an option in the main menu. It doesn't cost anything, end quote. So there's your answer on how you're going to be handling customization in the game. So basically, you can go in and change your outfit at any time. I was wondering how this was going to work, if it was going to be more like, you know, other games where you have to go up to, you know, your home or your, I guess you'd say closet, wherever that would be in the Wasteland, and change your gear like that. But nope, you can change it anytime. So there's your answer. So let's talk about base building, camps, and you know what? The workshops that are going to be apparently separated from the camp system. Let's dive into this one. So Vipec says this: when a member of your squad leaves the game, what happens to all the structures and bases you built together? Is everything there until the last member leaves, or does everything that the leaving person built get removed? And we've heard some questions about this previously, but Pete Hines says this: if it's a workshop, it stays. Workshop stuff is owned by the group that owns it, not individuals. And then there was some follow-up questions here. Vipec says, so once everyone is in a squad, once everyone in the squad, leaves, then their buildings are removed from that server? And Pete Hines clarifies, saying, no, workshop buildings stay. They'd be there for someone else to claim if the whole squad logs off, or if someone else shows up while you're still playing and claims your workshop and you don't defend it. So that's definitely interesting. I'm going to dive into that a little bit more in just a moment. Now, the ICE got into the conversation here. This is Skyrook Rider, I believe it is. He says, do you need to use your camp device to start building at workshops? If not, can you have both private camp and public workshop spaces you build in? And Pete Hines says they are two completely separate things. So there's going to be these workshops that you can find throughout the world that already exist, it sounds like, and then the idea is kind of build your settlement around that. Remember, even though they've said you could build anywhere in this game, that's not technically true. They have these spaces that are really dedicated for building, and they do that to prevent griefers and stuff like that. But let's dive into this a little bit more, because it's going to be really cool, because these are going to be acting like definitely PvP-centric zones throughout the game. They're going to be hotly contested if someone else wants, you know, to really take over that workshop, which means if you're playing in a group, you're going to want to perhaps have someone linger behind and defend it, or have some sort of automated turret set up. I'm curious to see also, my biggest question at this point is, how will turrets work in this game if you set those up? Will they attack anyone that even nears your base? Can you set certain conditions for your turret, you know, to attack other players if they're in a certain line of sight, like no matter what? We'll see what happens with that. I'm curious to see what they will do. But, you know, Game Informer also provided some additional details about these workshops. Let's go into those details. Sources in the description below. They say this: each player builds one home base, but there are also public workshop spaces that you'll come across. Now, Todd Howard says they almost feel like event zones. It's a space you can take over that has a lot of supplies. You and the people on your team can build there. There's gameplay with resource generation. There's also enemy waves that attack these spots. End quote. And they said this camp is temporary, however. When you leave, another team can roll in and claim it as their own. It sounds like also you're going to want to take over these areas, not just because you want to build around them and stuff like that, but also because of the resources that will be there. You know, you will also get additional bonuses to your harvesting. You will have that harvester that can harvest certain resources if you build in the right spots. So that's going to be also something else that you're going to have to consider with this PvP, is that these resource spots will be hotly contested. So you're going to have to be very, very aware for sure. All right, guys, you know what time it is. It is time for top comments. Let's do this. Oh, but before we get into the top comments, real quick, I did want to mention this. Yeah, there is a really cool question out there about the musicians, you know, and the musical instruments in Fallout 76. So, of course, you guys may remember we did get to see that really cool new weapon, which was that guitar weapon. If I can pull it up here. Oh, man, I don't have it. But you know what? Look in the description. I'm going to post a link to that weapon. I did a whole video about it. It's pretty cool. But Disappointed Optimist says this: can you play the guitar sword like the other playable instruments? And this weapon is really cool. And Pete Hines responded saying, you can play it like other swords, which is to say you can't. Smiley face. Weapons are weapons, and musical instruments are musical instruments. So that is his answer on that one. So they're going to be separated. Musical instruments apparently cannot be used as weapons in this game. I was wondering this. I thought it would be pretty cool if you can, like, you know, roll up in PvP in battle and have something playing or something like that. I think that would be pretty funny. I think they should consider adding something like that down the road. All right, guys. Now it's time to get into top comments. Kind of jumped the gun there, didn't I? My bad. So, let's start out with the first top comment, shall we? It comes from Aaron, who says this: guitar sword sounds pretty lame. I prefer the term battle banjo. And he got 153 upvotes. One of the most upvoted comments on the video, because I did ask you guys, what would you like that weapon to be called? And that is a great answer for sure. Okay, so next up, what do we have here? Real quick, we have another top comment from Calvin, who says, think it would be cool if for Christmas having nuclear winter for a week or two as an event. Now this would be really, really cool to see a nuclear winter roll in. Perhaps there could be even like new gear that comes from a nuclear winter or something like that, new creatures. That would be very interesting for sure. I'm hoping that these events are really, really special and you could walk away from them also with super rare stuff that you're like, yeah, don't you remember that nuclear winter that rolled in? It also, you know, came with these really cool mutants as well that offered this type of loot. That would make the events more meaningful, and I think it would also increase the populations on the server and make the game, you know, even more popular for sure. All right, the next top comment comes from Jack, who says, Notification Squad, love the daily uploads. Thank you so much, man, and everyone else for the support, by the way. And he goes on to say this: playing on Xbox, I'll probably be a traitor and a killer. Gotta catch the scammers. I think the sword should be called the Sword of Darkness. Ozzy Osbourne. That's great. Yeah, Sword of Darkness sounds like a really beautiful name to me. That sounds like an awesome name. I would love it to be called that as well, for sure. So here it is. Here's the guitar sword. I managed to find the image. I was looking for it for you guys. If you have not seen this, this is what we're talking about right now. Pretty cool weapon here that you will be getting in Fallout 76. Let me know, what do you think it should be called? Post a comment down below and give me a name for this beast. We're gonna find the proper name. You guys have all sorts of wild, quirky names for sure. Some of you guys want it to be referenced as an axe. You think it doesn't look like a sword, it looks more like an axe or something else, so go for it. All right, the next comment comes from Adarian Dragon, who says, so Bard's confirmed, because I'm all in for that being a thing. 4 upvotes on that one. You know, I think that could actually become a thing. And perhaps if you find the proper music or something really good. I don't know if you're going to be finding music throughout the world, or tunes, but it would be really cool to, you know, like run some sort of hotel or something like that, and then be able to entertain everyone and make money through that. So maybe that's how you could roleplay in Fallout 76. We'll see what happens. But I imagine there will be people roaming around as a full-on post-apocalyptic band. That would be freaking hilarious. But guys, again, thank you for all the support and watching the videos, of course. And yeah, I've been trying to upload every single day. Remember, if you are new to open world games, be sure to smack that subscribe button or follow button on Facebook and turn on the bell icon, the notification icon on both Facebook and YouTube so you can stay updated constantly. Remember, I'm streaming like every single day out on Facebook. The link is in the description below. You can drop in, say hello. It's every single day at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Would love to have you guys out there. We've been having a total freaking blast streaming open world games, and I will be streaming the hell out of Fallout 76. So guys, look forward to that. But yeah, there are some brand new answers on how customization works, you know, the music and the musical instruments, and then also some really cool info about that camp system and then the differences between public workshops. But there you guys have it. Leave a comment down below. It could end up in a video again. Thank you again for the support. I will see you guys later. And remember, soon enough in the wasteland. Take care, guys.